أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. How are you, my dear girls? I hope you are safe and in good health all the time. I missed you so much. Inshallah, today we are going to revise Unit 3, Lesson 3, the questions that are related to that lesson. And I want to make sure that you understand all the points in that lesson because inshallah tomorrow we are going to revise lesson 4 in order to make you ready for the quiz. We are going to have a quiz about Unit 3, Lesson 3 and Lesson 4. After the quiz, we are going to start the final revision for the final exam. And I hope you will get the best marks and pass all the exams very well. Let us start with the revision now. Please open your booklets at pages 10 and 11. Today we are going to talk about the environment since people started to live on Earth until now, and how the environment was changed and is still being changed until now. Let us start now. Okay, the booklet page 10. The booklet page 10. Question 1. Question 1 is asking us about the early people and how they lived. Again, how did early people live? Did they stay in one place? Did they change the environment? No. They only moved around a lot to hunt animals and gather wild plants. Now, can you repeat the answer again? How did early people live? Try to repeat it. Good. They moved around a lot to hunt animals and gather wild plants. Question 2. Again about the same early people. When did they start to settle? When did they start to stay and live in one place in order to build homes or change the environment? Only 12,000 years ago. Only at that time people started to have a place to live in forever. That's the meaning of settle down. Question 3. What happened when the early people, started to settle down and live in one place? Of course, they started to farm crops, means grow plants, build homes in order to stay near their crops and their farmlands, and form villages. When they started to build little homes and stay or live in them together, that was the beginning of the villages. And then at that time, when they started to grow crops and build homes, that was the first time to start to change the environment. But before this, they never changed the environment. They had nothing to do. They only hunted the animals and gathered wild plants. But they never do any change for the environment. When they started to settle down 12,000 years ago, they started to change the environment. Again, you understand these points, how the change to the environment started to happen for the first time? Okay. Do only people change the environment? Only people change the environment? Of course not. Also, nature can change the environment. And that's the fourth question. Does nature change the environment? Of course, yes, it does. How? How can the weather change the environment? Mention or write 4 ways in which the nature can change the environment. Of course, you can talk about natural disasters, earthquakes and volcanoes. They can change the environment very quickly. Heavy rain can wash away the soil, and that's weathering, you remember? Or erosion. Either weathering or erosion, and you studied this in science. 3. Wind blows sand dunes into different shapes. The wind can cut and move or remove the sand dunes because the sand dunes are very soft piles of sand. The wind blow them and move them from place to place, and they change their shapes. This is another change to the environment done by the wind. The fourth one, when rivers burst their banks and cause floods, the flood can make a very big change to the environment. And all these things are done by nature, by weather to the environment. So not only people can change the environment. People and nature, both of them change the environment. Question 6. Do people change the environment? Of course, people do change the environment, but how? In the past, when they started to settle down, they changed the environment when they started to build homes, make roads, clear lands for growing crops and keeping our grazing animals. But here, when we talk about the present time, how do people change the environment at the present time? When they construct roads like this. In the past, people could not construct roads like this, but now they can, and this is a big change to the environment. Build houses and skyscrapers like this one. When people started building homes like this or skyscrapers like this is another big change to the environment done by people. What else? Clear land for crops. Clear land for crops when they destroy and cut down the trees for whole forests just to clear the land to grow crops, the crops that they need. When they dig in the earth to mine for gold or oil, like this one. When they started to make constructions in order to be able to get out the gold or the oil from under the ground, this is another big change to the environment. Here in these pictures, we have a comparison how the environment can be changed by nature or by people. The nature can change the environment when the heavy rain falls down, when there are floods, when the wind blows and change or carry out the sand dunes and change their shapes all the time. All these are changes done by nature, by weather. And here, that side is changes, it shows us changes done to the environment by people. When they construct roads, when they dig in the ground to mine for gold and oil, and when they build or construct cities and cities, homes, or skyscrapers. So who can change the environment now, girls? People and nature. People and nature. Not only people, not only nature, but the both of them can change the environment. That's lesson 3. Inshallah, tomorrow we are going to revise the next lesson. Lesson 4, the social and the political changes to the environment. After we finish revising it, we are going to have a quiz, but don't forget to answer the uploaded sheet on Classera. It's very important to answer the sheets. They will help you practice answering any question related to these lessons. Study the lesson quickly and answer the sheet well. Send me your answers to check them, and don't forget the Zoom meeting this week. I hope you are fine, understand the lesson. Thanks for your listening. Goodbye till we meet.